All my life, I've kind of been obsessed with going to thrift stores, finding rare and unique items for almost nothing. It's kind of like one of my addictions. One day, I'd gone to my local thrift store and I found this old film can. On the outside of the can, it said, Summer Family Fun, 1966. I'm a big film fan and I love seeing how families used to live in the older days, so I went ahead and just picked it up since I just thought it would look cool on one of my shelves. I got home and opened up the can and tried to see what was on the film, but it was so small it was almost impossible to make out anything. I put one of the little cells up to the light and saw something weird. I thought I was just seeing things and maybe it was too small for me to see, but it looked like a dead woman sitting on a couch. I tried to make out more of what was happening, but it was just too small and it was just getting too late, so I decided to go to bed, and the next day I would try to find a projector. The next morning, I went to every thrift store in the city in hopes of finding something to play this film on. I'd found this old projector that I thought might work and paid $10 and brought it home, hoping to finally see what was on this film. I loaded it up, did everything I was supposed to, plugged it in, and nothing. It would turn on, play some weird colors on the wall, and just flicker off. After doing this for several hours, I got frustrated and just decided to go to bed. At around 2 a.m., I heard something weird. Some kind of flickering. I jumped up and ran into my living room, and the projector was on. It was on and ready to play. I'll be honest, I was scared to death, not knowing what was happening or why it was happening. Maybe the insides needed some time to get charged or power up, I don't know. But I pushed play. What I saw makes me nauseous to this day just thinking about it. It was a man walking around his house, and in every room was a dead body posed like one of his family members. He went into the living room and there was a dead older woman on the couch wearing a pink dress. He went into the kitchen and there was 2 dead children sitting at the dinner table like they were waiting for breakfast. Before I could see any more or take any more, I had to shut it off. Did I just stumble upon a real Snuff video? The next day, I called the police. They told me to bring in the footage, and I went. But they were oddly very uninterested from the very beginning. They told me the footage looked more like a horror movie, and it was probably fake. They said since it was so old, there was really nothing they could do, and that they had bigger cases to be working on right now. I was kind of shocked at the lack of any interest they had on this. That night I went home and played the video again, trying to see if I could see anything. Towards the end of the film, the man was walking around the house, and I saw something, 9703. I quickly Googled up the number and saw only one house with 9703, and that house was 10 minutes away from me. Just knowing that something like this happened so close to me filled me with dread. The next day I decided just to drive by and see if I saw anything. Maybe the house had been knocked down. I didn't know. And so I drove there. It took me only 10 minutes, kind of secluded, and I saw the house. A one-story yellow house, tall grass, very unkept and kind of trashy. I parked my car in front and just slowly started walking towards it. It really didn't look like anyone had been living there for a long time. As I got closer, I noticed something. A weird buzzing sound, like bees. I got closer to the house, and I noticed that the windows were covered with flies, swarming, trying to get out of the house. Before I could think or do anything, the front door opened. Out came a man, about 75 years old, with a weird smile plastered on his face. He asked me what I was doing there, and I said, "Oh, I'm just here selling carpet cleaning service." I thought that alone would be enough for him to tell me to leave, but no. He asked me to come inside so we could discuss this further. Right as he said that, something pierced my brain. The smell of death. I almost threw up and started going back to my car. The man followed me until I got in my car and took off. As I looked in my rearview mirror, I could see him standing in the road, just watching me leave. I told the cops again what I had saw and even the house number, but still, they didn't care. They told me to stop bugging him about this and to move on. I've stopped going to thrift stores now, because I'm afraid of what I'll find. And every night, I think about the flies buzzing. Every night, that's all I can hear.